Real life science.
Roy, take it away.
Yeah, so the first story we got is a great video from ASTRUM, how ripples on Titan's lakes shocked NASA. So here's the gist. Saturn's moon Titan, much smaller than Earth, lower gravity, composed of layers of ice and a submerged ocean. On the top of the surface, though, lakes of methane have been observed. Titan is the only other body in the solar system that can support liquid on its surface. Titan, if you didn't know, has a methane cycle somewhat like Earth's water cycle. So there's clouds, there's rain, except it's methane. So the surprise is that the large waves, they expected large waves to be found on these lakes that they could see because of the low gravity, but instead they have almost mirror-like surfaces with waves approximately 1 millimeter in height. So that's weird. So they've got theories. One theory is there's this layer of aerosol blanketing the lakes, keeping them calm. They've noticed the lakes are seasonal, appearing and disappearing in the north and south of the planet, depending on whether it's summer or winter. And then the other weird thing is these lakes don't have like shallow, gradual shores around them. They have these very tall rims. And this is suggested by the fact that they were formed by explosion craters. I didn't know this was a thing. Explosion craters are where you have things like nitrogen building up in pockets of the surface in the distant past, and then the surface gets warmed up and suddenly the surface explodes. So it's like a reverse crater. This isn't from a meteor striking the planet. This is literally a pocket of something exploding out of the underground, and then the methane rains and falls into that pocket. So that's a thing. Check it out. We got the link in the show notes.
Fantastic. Wolf, tell me a little bit about Scott Manley video that came out this week.
Yeah, Scott Manley released a 15-minute video in 3 parts titled Branson and Bezos Race to Space, but just final passengers, an amazing choice. The first part, we got to give huge congrats to Virgin Orbit.
Okay, all right, Wolf, you're roboting hard, brother. I'll take it. So, right off the bat, huge congrats to Virgin Orbit, which is the sister company of Virgin Galactic. They launched 4 CubeSats that was streamed live this week. They dropped it from Cosmic Girl, which is a refurbished 747. They had some small issues on launch, but it was a successful deployment, and they got a reignite up in orbit, so that was fantastic. In addition to that, we got the story of Mary Wallace Funk, aka Wally Funk. She of the Mercury 13 fame. Now, for those of you who don't know what Mercury 13 was, the flight doctor who did the Mercury 7 astronauts, he wanted to see, just for science, he said, like, let's test men and women both. It just seems logical to see what the differences are and what have you on fitness to be an astronaut in the Mercury program. So they put together the Mercury 13, which were 13 women that were pilots and were do not distract me with that, Chig. Jesus Christ. Were capable to do the program. All right. So one of those was Wally Funk, Mary Wallace Wally Funk. Wally, she not only was the only woman to completely ace every section of the test, but she also scored higher than several of the Mercury 7 male astronauts. They still would not qualify her to fly, and NASA started to get more and more sort of hostile towards the whole idea of this program and wouldn't let them use the facilities, wouldn't let them this, wouldn't let them that, to the point where somebody actually even complained. It went to the White House, and Lyndon Johnson wrote a memo saying, let's stop this now. Like, just, nope, they weren't going to let her do it. Well, all of that was super, super shitty because back in the day, they said you couldn't be a real astronaut unless you were a jet pilot. And jet pilots were only sort of accessible, or it was a career path that was only available to men in the military. So Wally Funk was denied her opportunity to be a part of the space program, etc. And guess what's happening now? Wally Funk, along with another unnamed passenger, Jeff Bezos, and his brother, will be the 4 passengers on Blue Origin flight that will be taking off on July 20th. And when that happens, she will be the oldest person to fly into space at age 82. She will be the most experienced pilot with 19,600 hours, flight hours in her logbook at that time. And many of those hours she spent as an instructor. She's worked with the FAA, the NTSB. She's been on several boards. She is one of the most accomplished pilots in the history of the world, regardless of what is that called? Regardless of your gender. Yeah, it was whatever. She is absolutely amazing, and to go up at age 82 and make it into space finally is just a beautiful thing. There's a phenomenal video. I'm a huge Elon Musk fan, and I will admit to have taken a couple of dunks on Jeff Bezos on behalf of being an Elon Musk fan. But for Jeff Bezos to reach out to her the way that he did, and to acknowledge her place in history with giving her the 4th seat on this flight, is, to me, I think, just an immeasurable, immeasurably wonderful thing, and worthy of a huge, huge salute. So, thank you, Jeff Bezos. Thank you, Wally Funk, for just being awesome. Thank you, universe, for letting me live in a time when this is happening. July 20th, we're going to see Wally Funk make it into space. God bless you, you steely-eyed rocket woman. And she will be on board the New Shepard. Now, just for those of you who have not taken my previous recommendation of For All Mankind, as far as I'm concerned, Wally Funk is basically Molly Cobb IRL. Like, she's the real Molly Cobb. And, like, it's just so beautiful. This whole thing is just, the story is so beautiful. Virgin Galactic announced a couple hours after, because, you know, Branson and Bezos have to continue their dick measuring contest. Virgin Galactic said, oh yeah, you're going up on the 20th? I'll go up on the 11th. So Unity 22, the first full up flight for Spaceship 2 with a full 6-person flight crew, including Richard Branson, will be taking off on July the 11th. So there's 2 different types of launches. You know, Blue Origin's launch is going to be a standard sort of big rocket, and they're going to be flying up higher into orbit. Whereas the Virgin Galactic, they are flying Spaceship 2 is a actual airplane / spaceship that is going into a suborbital flight that is going to be dropped from the wing of a plane, you know, designed for that, and it's going to take off and fly, you know, up into the suborbital space on its own. Yes. So super, just the whole thing, awesome stuff. You got literally 2 billionaires and one of the most accomplished pilots in the history of time, who just happens to be a woman that was robbed of her chance to be in the history books way back when of the space days, but she's in now. So huge salute to everybody on that. And we also have a little Anton Petrov story. Hit it up.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say that is a phenomenal story, amazing. But yeah, Anton Petrov this week made a video about new studies indicate there are some unexplainable underground lakes on Mars. This was a theory that was first proposed in 2018, And we know from examples on Earth that deep subsurface radar can pick up bodies of water. They have a very distinct signature. There are areas on Mars around the South Pole and the Southern Hemisphere where there are these large bodies of water that have been detected, well, signatures that indicate large bodies of water have been detected by radar. And there's currently no explanation for it, really, because in order for the water to be in a liquid state, it would need to be heated by something. And it's not believed that there is any volcanic activity at all in the southern hemisphere of Mars. Obviously, Mars has very, very weak volcanic activity overall compared to Earth, for example. But currently, there's no explanation for that. But obviously, if this is the case, if there are underground reservoirs of water on Mars, it would make future colonization of Mars much, much simpler, because that is a ready resource for humans to make use of. But it is certainly a mystery at the moment.